You made enough trouble for these other fellows to make them want to kill you. So you better get out and knock off as many of them as you can before they get you." Such words are spoken with the steely resolve of one who knows the end is near, but is determined to take with him as many of his enemies as he can. It's the sort of thing you may expect to hear a beleaguered infantry sergeant tell his squad just before launching a no-guts, no-glory charge against a fortified position. It was actually uttered by Cuckoo Gang triggerman Tommy Hayes in the midst of a hellish gang war in the winter of 1932. Caught between two rival gangs who wanted to kill him and police who wanted to bust him, Hayes must have had few illusions about how things would turn out. It sure as hell wouldn't end like one of the Hollywood gangster movies that were then reaching the hilt of their popularity, with the bad boy protagonist realizing that crime doesn't pay just before he kicks the bucket. After countless books, films, documentaries, and TV shows on the subject, Prohibition is seemingly looked upon like a mythical period. Enough years have passed that there are increasingly few people left who have first-hand memories of when the vocal minority attempted to legislate morality, or of those men who forever defined the era with a hail of lead. Now a permanent part of American pop culture, the Prohibition mobster is usually presented in the same caricature: a wrinkle-faced mug who talks out of the side of his mouth a la Edward G. Robinson or Jimmy Cagney, wears a flower in his buttonhole, carries a Tommy gun in a violin case, spars with his incorruptible lawman nemesis, and repents his life of crime, or chickens out, just before he gets blown away. As with any other celluloid genre, real life was a whole different story. The Gangs of St. Louis, Men of Respect, is the story of the Prohibition-era gangs of St. Louis, Missouri. Although larger than life in the gateway city during their heyday, they remain mostly unknown today. Before rock and roll, before the Gateway Arch was built, before Stan Musial ever donned a cardinal uniform, there was the Cuckoo Gang, the Green Ones, the Pillow Gang, the Russo Gang, the Hogan Gang, and Egan's Rats. One can say that the gangsters were merely providing a thirsty public with alcohol deprived it by a law that most had never supported anyway. One could also say that they were criminals and murderers who wrecked countless lives, including their own. It is not my intention in this narrative to pass judgment on anyone or anything, nor is it my intention to glorify these men or their deeds.